Hey y'all, my name is Matthew, and this is my compound interest calculator for my mini project. And so I chose to just do a compound interest calculator just because I thought it would be kind of interesting to do. So when I first created this, I wanted to make it very, very simple. So in my code, I had just asked, I need to just create, a compound interest saving, account calculator. So at first it gave me a really, advanced one, and I was like, okay, well, we need to restart and just make it very simple. So I reiterated to the model or to the chatbot, only include user input fields and the output calculation of the compound interest and the final amount. So with that, we have the compound interest calculator here with certain input parameters such as, principal amount, your annual interest rate, your time period in years, and your compounding frequency. So with this, you can see on the calculations results on the right side, it will tell you your initial principal amount, compound interest earned on top, separate from your actual principal, and the final amount in total with the compound interest earned plus that initial principal. So with this, you can change the amount and it will alter, your numbers in real time. So if I can alter any of these outputs and it will just automatically, update it for me on the screen in real time. With compounding frequency, I have the ability to go from annually all the way down to daily if I wanted to. It really just depends on what I'm trying to do. What's nice here too is we also have a calculation breakdown. So with this, it just tells us the formula that's being used through the calculations, being principal, annual interest rate, your compounding, and also your time. There's some additional insights here for the simple interest comparison that can be useful. Simple interest in this case with the numbers up here being 500, compound interest difference, the difference of that would be 143.62 with compound interest being 643.62, and it gives you your effective annual rate. So with that, I decided that, hey, I need to kind of take it a step further. So I made it very simple just for, as the first loop, just to get a base and to get something going. So what I did is that I ran it through a few more loops. So I ran through the second improvement, through the second loop. I had added the addition of a graph that shows the savings in the savings account over time, where it also can convert back to a table. And let me pull up that right now. So with this, this is the table that I was mentioning, where it can show you your time over, the amount that you have over, the time that you have it, the money stayed in the account. You can also switch it to an actual, data table where you can read it now like a table instead, if that's what you prefer. So the third loop that I went through was just the ability to change or include a user input for additional deposits. And the reason I chose to do that was just, in reality, you're not just going to put $1,000 or however much money as a principal amount into a savings account and just never touch it again. You're probably either going to deposit, more money or withdraw. But in this case, I decided to say, hey, if this is me, I'm only putting money in. I'm not really taking money out. So I added the feature of an additional deposits feature to it. So with this, again, in real time, it changes. So if I want to put $50 in, or say $100, and they can change the frequency being monthly from annually all the way to monthly. So if I would change it annually, of course it would go down because I'm not adding as much money in over in that time period. But now, the formula breakdown, the calculation here on the right is a little bit different than before because of this. So we have our combined principal plus our regular deposits with that compound interest added. And these are just all the inputs that I just described. And again, the additional insights on the side here. So what I did in loop 4, so previously there was no, obviously in the first loop, it was just a white background. And when I actually added during loop 3, the additional deposits user input, it had messed up this entire thing, and it didn't, like this entire layout, it didn't look right. So it had, the savings over time all the way down under additional insights, and that just does not look appealing, and it's just not visually appealing or aesthetic at all, and just kind of makes it hard to really see everything at once. So I had attempted to try to move the savings growth over time graph located from under the additional insights to being under the additional deposit section, which is right here with it. So now you can kind of see everything at once and you don't have to scroll all the way down when doing this. So let's see, what I have actually learned from this entire project is actually, and this really is going with my, the most surprising thing about this was the use of AI, especially with app building, is extremely easy and user friendly. Very different than what I thought it would initially be. Most people, when they think of applications and making them, they think it's a lot of coding, a lot of hard coding, and a lot of just coding skills in general, and compounded knowledge of that. But now with the introduction of AI, people like me who have never really built an app before have the ability to tell a chatbot what exactly I want, and it can produce it really fast and almost in real time of what I'm asking it to do, and I can make major strides which I couldn't previously do with just relying on my own coding knowledge, which is pretty cool to me to see it happen. Let's see if there's anything else that I missed. But yeah, that's again the most surprising thing about the use of AI is just the ease of it, and also I will say that with prompts, you do have to make prompts very specific and outline exactly what you were trying to do. Obviously, at the beginning, when I had my first prompt, I did not. I made it very, simple, and I just made it very, vague, which is on me because then it added a bunch of stuff I didn't really want it to do. So that's a good learning, curve for me, is that I had to not simplify, but I had to add additional detail to my prompt and outline exactly what I want so it stays within the parameters. Thank you.